And had any episode in the life of Mayor Baba that he was affected for some, power, you know?
So the grand question is a perfect segue into the next theme, which is Mayor Baba had a teacher who was a Sufi saint, a female Sufi saint. She was very famous. She was very well known. She had devotees from all the religions. She was one of these mendicants. She lived outside under a tree. She didn't have a house, she didn't have anything. All these people came to her, and Mayor Baba sent PB to meet her. Her name was Hazrat Babajan. So PB goes to see Hazrat Babajan, and he's very impressed with her. He meets her, and she says quietly to his translator, he has been called to India, and soon he will understand. So she sees what the other teachers have seen, that PB has this destiny that he himself is not aware of. PB writes, some deep psychological attainment really resides in the depths of her being, I am sure. Respect rises unbidden within me. I find that the context has diverted my normal thought currents and raised up an inexplicable sense of that element of mystery which surrounds our earthly lives. But I cannot understand why a brief contact with the woman fakir should so sap at the very base of my confident mental certainties. So PB says himself he's like a little unbalanced by her. He doesn't know what to make of her, but he sees there's really something going on with her. He says the inexplicable sense of that element of mystery. So why is this important? Because when Mayor Baba was a teenager, he went to see Hazrat Babajan. And what happened? She kissed him. And Mayor Baba goes home, and he goes into a coma for like many months. His family is freaked out. He was like a very good student. He was very motivated. And he goes into a coma after this lady kisses him.
And later, he also started having some normal
Right. So
behaviors.
He comes out of the coma after many months.
And
but it takes him
something.
It takes him a long time to readjust himself to the world. And then he comes back to normal in the sense of he's oriented in space and time, but he's never the same person. PB feels that this is what caused Mayor Baba's imbalance. And that when Baba met Hazrat Babajan and was kissed by her, he became dislocated. He became unbalanced because, as PB said earlier, you have to be prepared. So PB says, in the last part of the notebooks, Hazrat Babajan really did create an upheaval in Mayor Baba's character that upset his equilibrium, in fact, so completely as to precipitate him into a condition which neither he nor those around him understood, the coma. To some people, an overdose of religion, yogic trance, or mystic ecstasy is as unbalancing as a sudden overdose of certain drugs. In short, I believe that Mayor Baba has not yet recovered from the first intoxication of his exalted mood, and a lack of balance still exists. He shows, on the one hand, all the qualities of a mystic: love, gentleness, religious intuition, and so on. So there's really something good going on with Mayor Baba. He has many positive qualities. He's a very saintly man. He attracted a lot of followers. But according to
PB, isn't that he wasn't a saint or a mystic, correct? He only didn't affirm that he was the Messiah or the new instructor of the world.
Right. PB didn't believe in Mayor Baba's claims. And PB also saw another side of Mayor Baba. He says, on the other hand, he shows signs of the mental disease of paranoia. He exaggerates everything which pertains to his own self. This condition is also found among religious enthusiasts who experience sudden but a temporary state of ecstasy. They emerge with the awareness that something colossal has happened to them. It is only another step for them to make unwarranted claims to spiritual greatness, and so they begin to found new cults or set up queer societies with themselves as the head. The deification of self, the belief that they are messiahs destined to save all humanity, is the final step taken for the audacious few. So here we see PB's skepticism about exaggerated claims of teachers, which continued.
No only Mayor Baba, right?
Anyone, many people he met, and there's a whole volume of the notebooks called The Sensitives, where PB talks about this at length. So PB says, one form of delusion from which quite a number of cult leaders have suffered is the belief that they are a reincarnation of Christ. Mayor Baba, Parsi Messiah, is an example. No philosophic student need be taken in by this fancied revelation. Obviously, Mayor Baba's students and Mayor Baba, who all believed that he was a Messiah, didn't really like PB saying this. We'll hear more about that later. Finally, PB says, the person only who has the full right to talk of God and who knows God, not their idea, fancy, belief, or imagination about God. One should only write of the soul, its power, peace, and wisdom, who lives in every moment of every day. But since such people are all too rare and hard to find, humanity has had to accept substitutes for them. These substitutes are frail and fallible mortals clutching at shadows. Pretty strong words. But there's a lot of other examples PB gives. There was an African-American spiritual teacher in the United States in the 50s and 60s called Father Divine, who was very powerful. He also attracted a huge following, and Father Divine also claimed to be the Messiah. So Mayor Baba is only one of many. What's next?
What PB then had to learn about these lessons in India?
Right. So PB,
because he went to India looking for the Messiah and the teacher, the new teacher in the world. But in the end, it was important because look everything that PB did, correct? Like if you look at the life of PB and the other teachers that we are going to speak in next videos, all these legacy that PB left for us, if it didn't happen, this all, in other words, all was important for us and for him in the path, even
his mistakes were
his
important.
mistakes, or he learned by
Trial and error.
Yeah,
So,
but it's important to know that he didn't criticize Mayor Baba.
he didn't completely negate his value.
He has value.
He saw a benefit in him.
Yeah, but he wasn't what he was claiming, only that.
He wasn't what he claimed to be. He wasn't what PB was expecting, but he was something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.